Well, the fickle finger of fate has struck again. Gone is my 4¼ inch python, and here are my current Colt revolvers. A 3-inch Colt python, 2021, I guess they came out. Hard to find. And my 2-inch Colt King Cobra carry. What's the difference, you ask? Weight. This thing is heavy. Sucker weighs 40 ounces. I think the weight on this one is, I mean, it's just substantially less. 28 ounces. They're both all stainless steel. Oh boy, you know what? I had the side plate off because there's a lot of oil inside here. It was on the hammer, and that kind of makes me crazy. I should have taken a picture of the inside, but I would have had to have edited the picture in, and I don't know how to edit videos. So, okay, why did I buy it? Because my wife's crazy and she insisted that I get it for my birthday, which means she wanted a 3-inch python. We work at home. She's in the other room. Yeah, what? So what does this offer over the Colt King Cobra carry? Well, I don't know. 6 rounds, 357, 38 special. 6 rounds, 3-inch, 6 rounds of 38 special, 357 Magnum. Same capacity. This is, of course, easier to carry. I'm going to close that up gently. I should have whipped it shut and had people lose their minds. This does have a python, the Colt King Cobra carry. I simply couldn't see that little gold bead on there, or brass bead that they put on the front of it. Line the barrels up. Yeah, there you go. Much easier. I carry this in my pocket mostly. This one, since I bought it last Tuesday, I have carried it both in my pocket and in a shoulder holster. This does fit in my pocket. Regular old slacks, you know. There you go. Hager, classic fit. And yeah, so you'd think the wood target grip would, you can almost barely see it. This does have a rear sight and an adjustable rear sight. Wild Bill Hickok did not have adjustable sights. He barely had sights on his revolvers, and he was Wild Bill Hickok. That's what made him a legend, shooting accurate. So this notch is a sight. It's just one of those things I've been into lately. People griping about, oh, it doesn't have a rear sight. I mean, it doesn't have an adjustable rear sight. This notch isn't any different in this adjustable rear sight than the notch on this sight, except that this isn't adjustable. It shoots to point of aim. So, it's just a little rant of mine, little pet peeve. People complain about that. I don't know. Instead of 2 ribs, ventilated vent holes, whatever you want to call them, on the 4¼ inch, which is really 4 1/8, and with my measurement, I measured this one. My engineer ruler is upstairs, so I'm not going to measure it. That has 2 vent ribs. This has 1. It still has a full-length ejection rod. The pull is the trigger pull. Now we know that it's unloaded, right? There you go. It's unloaded. Now on the first one, the 4 1/4 inch in single action, I'm going to try to do this as slowly as possible. Okay. On the 4 1/4 inch, and people have complained about this before, they have some kind of a negative angle on the hammer. And the hammer, as you began the single action trigger pull, the hammer was noticeably moving rearward on the single action pull. On this one, maybe they forgot to put the negative angle on the hammer, but there's zero rearward movement of the hammer on the single action trigger pull, and it's lighter as a result. It's I forget, 4.5 pounds. Very crisp, very immediate. My Smith & Wessons, excuse me, my 6A6s and my single 5A6, my Model 13, pretty much all had hair triggers in single action, just from the factory, not from me. I would say that this is just as smooth, not an ounce heavier, and I know that the trigger weight on the Colt King Cobra carry, say that fast 1,000 times, is just about equal to the Python. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't recall calling this a Python. I just turned 61 not long ago, so I'm getting old. My wife thinks she's getting senile too, but in any case, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't see the advantage of the Python unless you're shooting a lot of 357 Magnum, which I have been. I went through, oh man, since last week on 2 range trips, I went through at least 100 rounds of 357 Magnums. Critical duty and federal jacketed soft point. 357 Magnum. 357 Magnum through this isn't bad. And I have videos about that. Shooting videos. Imagine that. But I would say that this is a wee bit more accurate than... It's nice to have that black rear sight. I actually have it adjusted so that would be the sight picture for point of aim, point of impact, having the orange just above the top of the rear sight. They're both nice. My wife likes this. For her, she says it balances in her hand better than the 4 1/4 inch, and yeah, I could certainly see why. You knock an inch and an eighth off the front of the barrel. Stacking. Nah. You get to that 8.5 pounds, and it's pretty much that way all the way through. I mean, the first. That one begins to stack, but barely. I'm going to go back. There's a little pulled like this, you can't feel anything. Pulled like this, you kind of come to the wall and then it breaks. Smooth trigger face, narrow trigger face. serrated trigger face, wider trigger. But that's definitely, yeah, it's a nicer trigger in double action, single action too. See, that's why I do these videos. I learn a little something sometimes. And that's that. Highly polished, perfectly made, assembled. If I get my face on there. My face is behind an iPad. Yeah, so there you go. Oh, yeah. So, boy, I know the cylinder bolt, the cylinder stop. Cylinder stop on a Smith & Wesson, on the line, pointing at that. That's Colt as well. The cylinder stop, the cylinder bolt / stop on both of these pistols is a MIM part. I don't really see any other MIM parts inside of here. It's absolutely beautiful, the machining. Several MIM parts inside the Colt King Cobra, but there are hundreds of MIM parts inside of airliners, both in the turbines and throughout the rest of the plane. MIM's not bad. I'm not afraid of MIM, but these are really wonderfully polished. The insides, the internals, they should have a clear side plate to show that off, because it really is nice. And of course, this has a little bit of crowning. There you go. Protect the rifling. This actually seems like it might have less. I don't know. But it certainly is. The crowning is recessed. Now, when I bought it, it was shooting to the left, and the front sight was canted. So the front part was canted over this way. And so if you have this pointed right, it's going to go left. Rear sight, just the opposite. I just loosened up the screw that holds in the front sight. Loctited everything in place, and now we're good. Everybody's worried about the rear sight moving left and right. I don't notice any. Maybe I'm just not pushing hard enough. And, oh yeah, the other beautiful thing with this is it just clicks closed like a bank vault. No, like a fine automobile. For those of you who saw 16 Candles. This one's nice. It's just, well, this is... the cylinder's not... cylinder's going to be bigger. That's a good question. I should have measured that. Why would it be any bigger? Well, it just closes up more nicely than the Colt King Cobra carry. I like this. I love this. I like this. I can really appreciate the work that was put into this, and I can appreciate the work that was put into this. I paid a little bit more than $900 for this. I paid $14.99 for this, and that's that. This is this, and now this has been that. So, have a good day.